Commissioner Reyes?
Here.
Commissioner Nano? Here. Commissioner Stan?
Is there any public comment before this board during this meeting? Hearing none. Administration Finance Committee Chairman.
I have three things: Board of Commissioner vacancy, prevailing wage ordinance, and Board of Commissioners general practices manual update regarding the ADA policy. First, the Board of Commissioner vacancy. We received a memo from Jeff Wade, our executive director, and that had a copy of a resignation letter attached from Dominic Birdie. Is that correct?
That is correct. So, yeah, Dom came in and had a conversation with myself and Superintendent of HR, Risk Management, and Guest Services, Laura Key, just, kind of laying out that what is really kind of laid out in the memo, and just, what was the procedure that he needed to follow. We told him that what he had to do was submit a resignation, and that resignation was attached to that memorandum. So, effective May 27th, he had resigned from. So our pursuant to the code, we need to accept the resignation, and then because Dom's term expires in April of 2017, we would just need to go out, solicit applications, interview candidates. When I say we mean the board, someone is selected to fill out the rest of that term.
If somebody applies for the position of commissioner and they are appointed as commissioner, they would serve until the next election.
Correct.
Which is,
Unless they want.
well, yeah, that's right. But the appointed commission would expire.
The appointment would expire.
At the next election. So, from what I understand, we don't have to take any action with regard to the resignation. So we could just make a formal declaration.
It was suggested that actually in the Park District Code that you accept that, so there's a clear delineation of who is, who isn't.
Okay. And then I guess I do want to say that we should have a plan here for what we're going to do. Not only there's at least one LC. I want to ask if anybody talked to Commissioner Horsley. I don't know what's going on.
I spoke to her last week, I believe, just kind of see how she was. She's fine. She's at home now, so and that's been the extent of the conversation.
So there's no dialogue as to what her ailment is.
I do not want to be insensitive, but it's been a while since we've seen her, and I haven't had information as to what's going on, and we do need 5 commissioners. We've had 3, 4 at times, sometimes 3 for a while now. And I feel like community perspective. I'm all for getting a plan together as far as accepting applications.
Well, can we do we need to vote on acceptance or just accept it?
You can just say
Okay.
So what we'll do is we'll make sure that we'll restart posting, to the web or to the website, to Facebook, soliciting candidates. We can certainly, I believe we've done this in the past, so we have those materials. It's updated, and as we've already done that. So we'll put an advertisement in the newspaper next week that says that we're soliciting a press release, and we'll just work with
We have voting age. Voting age is resident of North Grove.
Yes.
For 1 year and not a convicted felon. Right?
I don't know the number of.
Yeah, but I think it can't be a convicted felon in law.
So, but I'll work with Dan just to set up, that stuff. goes into the newspaper on Monday before noon or Tuesday?
We live in it, yeah.
Yeah,
30 days?
That, I didn't see anything
Well, I don't want to leave an advertisement in there and say, okay, we're vacant for this for 30 days. After 30 days, if they're there, then we'll make a decision. But, well, it could be open-ended forever.
Right.
You
No,
will be
that's right.
accepting applications through July 1st. That would give us enough time by the July committee meeting to make a decision. Then hopefully by the July board meeting to appoint.
I would like to.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. We will. So if you cut off accepting the resumes by July 1st, that would give us up to 2 weeks, or a week for the next committee meeting. 6, discuss further, and then at the following board meeting, we would appoint. So that would give us plenty of time.
Okay, I wouldn't want to hold ourselves to making the appointment by the July meeting is off. Just in case we want to interview somebody.
Except 3 weeks.
Okay, so we make
And
a
it's a little
decision.
confused because you just said how tough it is to take this decision. Lacking the position, prolonging it.
Yeah,
We don't get anybody, we don't get anybody. But definitely, we could go to the resume and
we cut off July 1st. We could discuss the resumes at the July committee, but then when do we interview? That's what I'm doing.
You'll pick 2 or 3 people who will want to.
And have a special. Okay, we want to do that, basically. Well, that's what I was getting at, is I think we need one meeting, meet with the people before the board meeting, where we get appointed. Oh,
So prevailing wage ordinance?
yeah.
So every year, Park District is required to adopt the prevailing wage act, and this is the ordinance, excuse me, O-05-16. We just need to do it in no later than July 15th of every year, and have a certified copy of that ordinance sent to the Department, the Illinois Department of Labor. So this is our compliance with that act. Question? So move that to the regular board meeting for approval.
Gotta be, gotta do it, it's the law.
Last thing up on administration and finance is the general practices annual update regarding the ADA policy.
Right, so we're going through the IPRA, IAPD Distinguished Agency Accreditation, and one of the things that our mentor wanted us to ensure that we had was a policy that the board would adopt that says that they will comply with the Americans with Disability Act. It has to be, we have those policy statements out there that says that the Park District will hire, but it's not part of the general practice manual. So we're just requesting that be added into the general practice manual. So, and really it just kind of says that we will comply with all aspects of the ADA. It will say that we shall, assign someone, and that would be me as the ADA compliance officer. We will have all external public communication materials created by the district that will notify of compliance, the board, citizens committee, task force meeting will be held in compliance with that act. All park facilities, policies, programs, services will be in compliance. We do have an ADA training acquisition plan, so that will be continually looked at every year, updated, and work through to make sure that we are hitting those date items. So we just need the board to approve the ADA policy as well as designating the ADA.
Looks good in substance. I just noticed two typographical things. There's text. It's in the memo, proposed text. Didn't look for these. These are things that just jump out at me.
Sure.
It's who I am, I guess, or who I've become.
Mm-hmm.
Is there an apostrophe between the N and S in Americans in the American Disability Act? I don't think there's.
No, you're right. It's not plural.
And then the third, it's number 3, all Park District Board, and Citizens Committee, and Task Force meetings. I think they should all, like there's an apostrophe between the N and S and the citizens. I think they need to have, all have apostrophes or none of them. So I need to take the apostrophe S out of, apostrophe out of citizens, or put the apostrophe S in all of those. Just so it's consistent.
We'll make those changes.
Awesome. Thank you. I think that's all for administration plans.
Parks Facility Maintenance Committee.
I've got the prairie view control system, which is going to be in the ventilation.
Right, so part of the 2016 fiscal year capital plan is to upgrade the automated control system here at Prairie View, and because it's reached its useful life. So what we did was, in order to establish an amount to put into the capital plan, we went to a vendor, told them what we were, well, let me back up for a moment. So back in August or September, we did a trend study of the control system here. We spent $12,000, I think it was, for this study. So what we did was we provided that study to this vendor to give us an idea of what it would cost to implement the changes recommended in that study. He came back with an amount of $80,000. So because it's over $20,000, we have to go out and competitive bid. We did that. And on May 10th, we did a bid opening, and were surprised to find that that dollar amount was short. The lowest bid was $127,420. So we're short. I'm sorry, $47,500 to do this project. Because the control systems are so outdated, parts aren't, I believe that's correct, parts aren't readily available, and if it goes down, we will be we wouldn't be able to heat, cool the building as it should be done for the comfort of patrons and staff. So we had to come up with the additional $47,500. So what we are doing are suggesting to move some money that were for items that were part of the capital plan for this year and move them out to next year or the previous year after that, so that we can come up with this dollar. So working with Greg and Marty, we've identified that we moved the replacement of unit number 11 at $32,000 and the upper window replacements $35,000 to take care of that.
What is that unit?
That's something that's
What is unit 11? You're identifying unit 11. What is a unit 11?
HVAC.
Yeah. So yeah, we
This is unit 11. I'm still confused on how we can be that far off.
Well,
When I read through all that, I didn't catch it either.
yeah. When we gave him the trans study, I'm not sure if he didn't see something in there or
Who's he?
This is the vendor that we initially got the quote from.
Okay.
And then, because he even quoted in here, and when he went to the bid, well, I'm sorry, I'm going to mix you up with the different terminology. So just the quote is just it's just a verbal or written amount that a vendor provided us so that we can establish a budgeted amount. So then when we go out to bid, we included all these things that were part of the trans study. So that kind of, that's why we got such a discrepancy from the 80,000 to the 127,000.
What I'm confused about now, this is my understanding of what I read in the memo.
Sure.
So we paid somebody to, and it, not only what's in the memo, but between the lines, I guess. We paid somebody to do a study, one party, and we paid that party to tell us what we needed to do to replace the system and how much it would cost. And that party made a somewhat detailed finding, but that finding was somewhat incomplete.
Well, let me just, no, so most of that's correct, except for the trans study did not identify a dollar amount that it would cost. Is that correct?
Train made recommendations. Train did a study on everything. What they wanted to replace toilets, they had like $450,000 worth of items they recommended we do, in phases.
Okay, now they have
So
the prices
what their
though?
study provided was air volume in rooms, and they identified everything and tagged everything, and made a nice list for us and all that. So their study was worthwhile, but the gentleman that bid on this, the proposal, I mean, he visited the site twice. It's not like, and was recommended by somebody, so it wasn't like it was just some guy.
You're talking about the bidders now.
Or the
You're talking about
gentleman
the
that
bidders.
provided the proposal.
This is for the quote.
Just, the engineering, the study of the price tag on it, it's just recommendation.
Right.
And
Well, they did provide one page with recommendations and pricing, but they had a page that they wanted just to do every,
Yeah, they had one.
You saw the boilers, you saw how many boilers, and whatnot.
And then there was one single contractor came in to give us just so we knew where to start. kind of thing. He's the one that did the full 80,000. Right.
So that wasn't an
His
actual
quote-
bid, that was.
No.
No, it was just a proposal to give us a budget there, and we said to mirror the exact system we have, replace it, upgrade it, and mirror the system we have.
Okay,
That's
so
what he was trying.
so let me see if I'm caught up to a certain point. We had one party come in and identify all of that need to be replaced and maybe need to be replaced. And for the sake of simplifying, let's say they listed 50 things, and there were prices on those things, what all those 50 things, and a total dollar amount. And then somebody else came in and chose 10 or 11 things that were the highest priority.
He chose what we want. We just, this other company did everything, not just the whole system. Building automated whole system was the price in place. We had everybody do just the AV box as well.
And then there was a
Things to
second
control
person.
the
And then there was a second person who wasn't the, who didn't perform the initial study. The second person came in and did a narrower
Because
thing.
train wanted to do this, those two train, use train stuff, buy into their program, and you didn't have to put it out for public bid and whatnot, and that's the way they wanted it out.
The party who did the first study,
I
the
called
party-
them and said, don't you want to bid on this? And they didn't even bid on it because it couldn't be priority.
We're talking about two different parties.
That's a train study, that's a study that.
Oh, right, we did. And then there was a second party who did a narrower thing.
Right, we didn't pay him to do that, we just wanted to get a quote on what it would cost to do the
Okay,
proposal.
okay. First person we paid to do the study, the second person did an informal bid without being paid. Okay. And then, now we actually formally put it out to bid, and the prices were higher. So what when we made the budget, what were we were going off of the informal bid? Is that what we're saying?
The proposal, yeah.
Anybody else? At least I have a better understanding of what's going on.
So the lowest bid was Honeywell's, which is what we currently have. So they're telling us all of our equipment's out there as well, and use the controls that are there that are wrong. And then we come in and do that. And those, all those controls and stuff are non-proprietary, yes.
Yeah, with everything that was in the bid packet. Their proposal came back, so non-conforming, and that was definitely one of the things we did not want to be tied into one contract, because what we've been paying on was the money.
Right, exactly.
You know, we want a system where, you know, one of our guys can say, oh, this needs to be replaced, I go to Southside Control and buy it instead of having to go to money. So in the long run, it's gonna save us some energy.
So we hired, contracted with Train, was a manufacturer, to come and do an overview. If I remember the story right from a year ago, they came up, if we buy all their stuff, there was no charge. If we don't buy their stuff, they wanted $14,000. So we gave them the $14,000 and said, thank you very much. Then I thought we wanted to have an independent study done by somebody who wasn't going to manufacture or sell us equipment, just to tell us what we needed. You said we had that done?
That was a contract.
We just had a contract.
We didn't have an
Contract.
independent engineering company come in here and actually overview the system and see what we did need.
No.
So how do we really know for $127,000 that the system is going to be up and working the way we need it to be up and working? And not have additional problems?
They give us references of who else uses
There's
the
a list of references from Honeywell's a reference.
I mean, my concern right now is $127,000, and I'm confused in how we got to the point where $127,000 after going to bid to find out we're $47,000 off the bid because somebody didn't see what they needed, we did need, and we aren't needing. And I know that the system is old, and I know the system is very complicated, but the last thing I want to hear is we spend $127,000 and then someone knocking on the door here next month saying, well, we need about $18,000 more. Oh, we didn't figure out this because this wasn't looked at. Because we don't have a independent engineer that's going to tell us this is what you need to do with your system. You need the control system, but this also needs to be done, or this is not going to be compatible with that. I don't know that. Honeywell wants to sell us something because they manufacture something. So I'm just a little apprehensive right now. That's
Okay.
that's where I'm at.
I'm with you, I'm just
Unless-
wondering how much
no.
it would cost to do the independent engineer. Because that's relevant to.
I mean, if it's $200,000 to fix the system, so it's fixed, then it's $200,000. If it's $127,000 to fix the system, then that's what it's gonna take. But is that honestly what it's gonna take? So no one's gonna come back here in 6 months or a month later, in the middle of this project, to say we need more, or they overlooked this, or you didn't overlook that.
Well, here's what we'll do. We'll research an independent engineer to go over the training study, make sure that, and then that means site visits here, to make sure that what train was suggesting is what we need. Make sure that that's
In
fine.
reality too, it's not that complex, it's just valves and the VAV boxes, the brains, most of it is the brains that's in the unit that sends the signals, so I personally don't think they'd find anything else that they overlook.
We can have WT take a look at them, those are engineers.
Yeah, I hope you understand where I'm coming from, Greg. I just,
I am
I mean,
not-
I
understand.
just as an example, we contract for $1 million to change the water main down Dempster Street. Great price, middle of a recession. We had the money. Everything worked out phenomenal for us. The contractor was great. They all started opening up, and you know what? The village the overall engineer, the contractor. Nobody said anything about replacing the feeder valves that are going down all the others, down the streets, because the feeder valves were 100 years old too. So we needed to spend another $125,000 to buy all new feeder valves. The hole's open, ground's open, it's all done. What are you gonna do? You gotta do it.
So we could be talking about $5,000 to $10,000, maybe if WT, you know, the good thing about WT is they're familiar with the
Yeah.
facility.
Who's WT?
WT Engineering,
They don't sell anything.
no, they just
They're
engineer.
just selling us their professional opinion that
Yes,
they're
and
putting their name.
we've used them plenty of times, I believe.
Well, I can defer to Mark, because he's very familiar with it, okay, and you guys, but initially, I'm just a little apprehensive, and I don't want to have to come back and spend another.
I would maybe check some of the references too on the specific system and just see if people are happy with it. Yeah, they're reputable and all that, but does it work the way they claim? And, what are some of the problems they might have with it? I don't know what other districts we have. I don't think it would hurt to call. Just say, hey, are you happy? For 127,000, you better be.
So, okay, so I just needs, you want me to
If you
get
can,
an engineer?
if you can come up, I guess, if you can get this information, and shore up these numbers, I think you guys know where we're coming from.
Yeah.
By the board meeting, I'd be comfortable by then. You think you could be done by then?
Yeah, it's all on paper.
Dan?
Yeah, not only, as long, it's enough time to do it right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If not, I would be open to calling for a special meeting to vote on a bid. Okay?
What I don't wanna do is spend $5,000 to pay WT to come in when everything's pretty much done. We're just looking for somebody to review what train was bid and what was
Yeah.
done here, with labeling and all
You know,
that.
Steve Triton with WT.
Right.
He's done enough projects with us where he would work with us and probably give us a good deal. I don't.
Okay.
Maybe just let us know what that is before pulling the trigger on what. the
Right,
cost
oh,
is.
yeah, definitely.
Okay.
All right.
What else you got?
Part two.
Yeah, so at the close of this meeting, we'll start with the.
From now we will proceed.
Oh, you're right. When we proceed, we'll go to
Right.
East Side Parks this meeting. So we're gonna start here at Prairie View. We'll walk around the building. We'll go outside real quick. Then we'll hop in the car and head over to our Park 2.
So this is part of the meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And anybody can
Absolutely.
come with, can come with.
Yep.
All right.
Well, I only have passenger room for a few, so if they want to meet us over at
Right.
Yeah, but before we do that, I want to take this opportunity just to introduce Joe Bruntmeyer, who is our new superintendent of recreation. He just started Monday, last Monday. So yeah, that's right, because that was Memorial Day. Crazy me. So Joe's been with the Vernon Hills Park District for the last 13 years doing athletics. But Joe brings a lot of a great skill set for us, so we're really excited to have him here. And what a way to jump into a position right at the beginning of the summer with everything that we've got going on. Joe is going to be quite busy. So yeah, that's it. So
Welcome, Joe.
What? You're all right.